Dear participants, welcome you all in this course Systematics of Angiosperms. Earlier we have studied the families of the dicotyledone from the subclass Polypetalae and the series from the Thelmiflorae and Disciflorae. Today we will going to explore the family from the Calciflorae, in which we will going to explore the Fabaceae family. Fabaceae family, which is also known as a legume tea or bee family. So if we see the systematic position, we have already seen that the Polypetalae, that is belong to the Polypetalae subclass from the dicotyledone according to Bentham-Lacker system of classification, in which we have previously explored the Thelmiflorae, in which we have already studied the Raniales order, Parietes. Then we have studied the Geraniales, and now today we are going to study the Calciflorae, in which the thymus is cup-like. As we already studied the Thelmiflorae, in which the thymus is flat, in Disciflorae it is disc-like, and in Calciflorae the thymus is look like a cup-like structure like this. So first we will going to study the order Rhodeus, and this particular Fabaceae family that belong to this particular order Rhodeus. So if this is the systematic position of a Fabaceae and compare the Bentham-Lacker and Engler-Prantl system, so both of them, they have placed this in the dicotyledone by Bentham-Lacker as well as by the Engler-Prantl, and Bentham-Lacker placed this in Polypetalae. As you know, Polypetalae, the petals are thick, and Engler-Prantl placed it Archiclamidae. Archiclamidae is a group with they also have petals are three, and Calciflorae, as I have told you, that means they have a cup-like structure and the order is Rhodeus in both the cases, and the family we are going to study is the Fabaceae family. So if you see the general distribution of the Fabaceae family, this is the third largest family of the flowering plant. As you can see, it is around have a 600 genera with around 12,000 species that is present in this particular family. So it is a very important family because it is treat all the legume as one large, and so you can say that it is a quite heterogeneous family, that is the Fabaceae, and Bentham-Lacker divided this particular family into the three subfamilies, and these subfamilies are Papilionaceae, Caesalpinaceae and Mimosaceae. So although all the legumes that are somewhat have some characteristics that are common, but there are some many different characteristics. That by this particular Fabaceae family is divided into three subfamilies, and the earlier name of this particular family Fabaceae is Leguminaceae. And the nomenclature you have studied that the family should be end with the AC. So the later the name has been changed to the Fabaceae, which include the three subfamilies Papilionaceae, Caesalpinaceae and Mimosaceae. And these three subfamilies, which differ according to Bentham-Lacker, that we will study separately in this particular session. So these three families are very important. As you can see, all the legume plants that belong to this particular family. So starting from the first family, that is the Papilionaceae, as name indicate, this particular family is distributed in around 500 genera that has around 1,000 species. So this is the one of the largest family in this particular family Fabaceae. So if Papilionaceae, this one is the largest one, and the members of this particular family is distributed all over the world except in the Arctic region. So most of them are widespread, but except in the Arctic regions, and over 100 genera, 800 species so far reported in India. So this is a quite large number that is reported in India also. And this particular family has a generally annual and perennial herbs, shrubs, vine, trees, fibers, taproot often develop nodules in their herbs. And the most important thing of this particular family is the nitrogen fixing bacteria. They have a symbiotic association with the nitrogen fixing bacteria. This is the one of the most important characters to this particular family. So you can see it is a quite good distribution all over the world as well as in India. So if you see the vegetative character of this particular family, Papilionaceae, and most of the plants are generally herbs. Then some of them are sometimes shrubs also, like in case of a Crotalaria. Then some are also trees like Darvagia, Pterocarpus, and some are also climber like Clitoria. So These tapering stem, while in the visia leaves, tendril are also present. You can see there the presence of a tendril also. So generally these plants have a herbaceous habit, but they may be varied in different from shrub trees as well as with the twinning habits. And the most important part, as I have told you earlier, that the development of a symbiotic association. So the roots, most of the plants have a nodules. These nodules are very important. The nodules are they have a root which have a symbiotic association with the nitrogen fixing bacteria like rhizobium that fixes the atmospheric nitrogen, that is N2 into atmospheric nitrogen into the ammonia. This is the very important process because all the an atmosphere nitrogen is present in very large amount. But this nitrogen is not available for the plant. This available only when it converted into the ammonium or nitrate. So these bacteria are playing a very important role, and that's why leguminous plants are very important because they fix the atmospheric nitrogen. And due to this, these plants are used in the crop rotation also. So this is one of the very important features of this leguminous plant, that they have a nitrogen fixing bacteria, and they do it by the symbiotic association. Then stem may be herbaceous, like we have seen that the many of the plants are herbaceous herbs. So stems be herbaceous, sometimes woody as in case of the trees or shrubs, and tendrils are wiry. You can see here these tendrils are look like a wiry structure, coil and thread-like structures. And here you can see these are the tendrils, which is look like a coil-like structure. So here you can see the habit of the plant, that is herbaceous in nature. Then we will study the different characteristic later wise. So if you see the leaves of this particular plants, leaves are showing the alternate arrangement. As you can see, one leaf is placed here, then the next one is there. So these plants are showing the alternate arrangement and the leaves are stipulate. And one of the important features of this particular family, the stipules are coriaceous. They have a coriaceous type of stipules, and they may have a pinnately compound leaves, like in case of Aspisberia, Abrus, Dalbergia. As you can see, these are the pinnately compound leaf. The leaflet is divided into the leaflets. So they are generally pinnately compound or sometimes digitately compounded in case of tripolium, but sometimes also there will be simple type that present in the cotyledon, as the case of cotyledon. And the stipules mostly leafy, as I've told you, the stipules are coriaceous in nature, as you can see in this particular image. This is the not leaf, this is the stipule which is foliaceous in nature. So it is a leafy life. So this is called as the foliaceous type of stipule, as you can see in this particular image. And then sometimes these leaves are particularly or completely modified into tendril. So they may be modified into tendril, and the leaf bases usually have a pulvinus. Pulvinus means that means the leaf basis has a sullen structure, as you can see here. So these leaves either generally they have a alternate pinnately compound leaves, and sometimes these leaflets also modify into the tendrils that help in the climbing of the plant. And the leaf base which has a pulvinus at the base, that means the leaf base is sullen. And the leaf of the cellular journal, they perform the like the sleep movement, like in case of a desmodium. So you can see the pinnately compound leaf is from this view. Then now moving towards the next floral characters of this particular family, Papyrinaceae. Starting from the inflorescence, it is commonly that is inflorescence present in this particular is a terminal raceme, or sometimes maybe panicle, like in case of Dalbergia, axillary head as in case of Tripolium, or solitary axillary in case of a Lathyrus. So here you can see generally they have a is inflorescence, that is the type is raceme type. That means the growth of the stem will not stop by the presence of the flower, because older flower is present at the base and the stem is continuing in growth in the length. So there is a variation in the inflorescence from raceme to panicle to the different solitary axillary types. As you can see here, this is the showing the solitary axillary type of inflorescence because flower is present in the axial position in solitary in number. So here you can see, right? If we see the moving towards the next flower character, that is the flower. Flower is a bracteate. That means they have a bract. Then sometimes they also have a bracteolate. That means they also have a bract, bracteolate. As you can see, this is representing a bract and bracteolate here in this particular floral diagram. And the plant flower is complete. That means they have a both accessory as well as sexual organ. That means we have already studied that the flower has a make both parts. That means calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, in which calyx and corolla are the accessory part, while androecium and gynoecium are the reproductive part. So flower is complete because it has a all the floral part, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, and bisexuals because they have a both the sex organ, androecium and gynoecium, and then they show the zygomorphic symmetry. Zygomorphic, that means they are only cut from this line to a equal division. We cannot divide equally from this plane. Only we can divide this from only this side to equal plane. Due to the presence of, we will see, due to the presence of the different sizes of the corolla. So, their flower is zygomorphic, pedicellate. As you can see, they have a pedicel and pentameral. That means all the floral part are presenting the multiples of 5 and papilionaceous, on which the name of this particular family is they, that is the papilionaceous. Papilionaceous is the shape of the corolla, which we will see the later. So the flower have a papilionaceous shape. As you can see here, this is the papilionaceous shape of the corolla. That's why the name of this particular family is Papilionaceae. So moving forward towards the floral characteristics that continues. As we have studied the plant, now moving toward the individual floral part, that is starting from the calyx. So the generic calyx are usually 5 in number, and these are mostly united to form a tube. So you can see here they are forming a tube-like structure, and these are also sometimes hairy, and estivation is always either volvate or imbricate type. So you can see here there's a presence of a volvate type of inflorescence, and you can see these calyx are all the unit that sepals are united, that is the gamoseclus. And if we moving towards the next part, that is the petals. As I have told you, the shape of the flower is a papilionaceae. Thereby the name of this petal family is called as a Papilionaceae. Though although the number of petals are also 5, but the very unequal and papilionaceous corolla is present. So they, because of their different sizes, this particular flower has a very peculiar shape that is called as the papilionaceous. So if you see the petal size, in which one is a very large in size, that is termed as the standard, as you can see here, and it is represented by in this color diagram by this figure. You can see the first one, which is the larger, that is called as the standard. Then they have a 2 lateral, these are called as the wings, and these are the 2 that is called as the keel, which are united from the base. So the one which is called as standard or baxillum, that covering these wing petals, and the keel which is united from the one point. So if you see the largest standard that covered all, so it is giving a particular shape, that is the papilionaceous shape, which enclose the stamens as well as carpels. So you can see here this papilionaceous flower is totally covering the stamens as well as the carpels. So this type of flower is called as the papilionaceous, and the petals are made up of although 5 petals, but they due to their unequal size, and because of that the symmetry of the particular flower is become zygomorphic. That means that only divided into two similar planes by single plane. That way it is also called as the bilaterally symmetrical or zygomorphic. So the petal is made up of standard two wings and two keels which is united at the point. And all the endodermal conditions covered in this particular structure. So if we move into the next plural character, that is the reproductive character like is stem. So if you have to identify this particular plant, this is the most important characteristics that present in this particular family, fabaceae. Like the number of stamen that is present is 10. And mostly the cases they are diatalpous. We have previously, you will study the family Malvaceae, in which they are monoidalphous. That means they are forming a continuous staminal tube, and they all stamens are united by this staminal tube. Here the number stamens are arranged into two groups. So here you can see 9 stamens are present in one group and 1 is present in single. So there are two groups of stamen, that is term Y is termed as the 9 plus 1, that is the diadelphous condition. But rarely maybe it may be, sometime it is 5 plus 1, that is the also present. But the most common type is the presence of a 9 plus 1 arrangement, as you can see in this particular image. So you can see these are the present in the 9 plus 1, and the 9 stamens used to form a sheath around the pistil, and the posterior stamen which is free is often, sometime it may be sterile. So these stamens are after union, these are forming a sheath around this particular gynoecium, or this 10th stamen may be sometimes sterile or absent in case of Arachis hypogea, dalgorgia shisho. So this 10th one may be sometimes sterile or absent. So now moving to other that this is the female reproductive part, that is the gynoecium. And the gynoecium, it has a simple pistil as you can see here, which is made up of monocarpellary. This is made by a single monocarpellary ovary. This is the stylon, this one is the stigma. And this monocarpellary ovary which has a single locule, and that locule has a marginal presentation you can see here. Ovule is arranged at the marginal position. So the gynoecium is made up of a single carpel you can see here. So this is a monocarpellary with single ovule and showing the marginal presentation with ovary is superior. You can see all the other part of the arises from the base of this particular ovary. And the fruit of this particular family is called the legume or pod that dies by only one or both the sculptures into the tube wall, and something also it may be intestine in case of dalbergia. So you can see the floral formula that the plants are bisexual, zygomorphic, and the calyx, the number is 5 and they are united. Corolla is also pi in number. They are 1 plus 2 plus 2. That means they have a pi in which one is a standard, 2 are the wings and 2 are the keel, which is united from the single point. And the endoecium is present in the trunk, which is in two groups, that is the diadelphous, which is one of the characteristic family of the Papilionaceae. If you have identified, you can identify by the presence of 9 plus 1 arrangement, and the gynoecium is 1 superior with the marginal presentation. So you can easily identify this family by the presence of a diadelphous condition and a papilionaceous flower, which is the name of this particular family on the basis of this papilionaceous flower. So if you see the diagnostic characters, as we already seen, these are the herbaceous plant. They have alternate stipulate leaves, and the generally leaves sometimes also stipular pollicia in some plant, as in case of tea. Then flowers are perigynous, pentamerous or papilionaceous. Then usually they have a 5 sepals. These are peri, and the institution is volvate. And there is a unequal peculaceous flower, which is one of the characteristics of this particular family, and mostly they are the diadelphous stamen, and there is a number that is the 9 plus 1, and there is the presence of a single monocarpellary gynoecium ovaries superior, and the fruit is legume. So these are the some diagnostic characteristic of the family Papilionaceae, and the most important diagnostic character is the presence of the that is nodules, nitrogen fixing bacteria, and one or more thing, that is the presence of this territory, that is the modifications of the leaflet. And some common examples of this particular Papyraceae family, all the legume that we are consuming, pea plant that belong to this particular family, and there's some are listed here like the lathyrus, which is also called as the sweet pea, Arachis hopkirgia, that is the peanut, cipher orientatum, that is the chickpea, Dalbergia, sesame wood, which is obtained from this particular family, tripolium, that is clover, medicamo sativa, that is alfalfa, then indigo pera, crotalaria. So many of the economic points that belong to this particular family. And the most common plant of this particular family, we all know that is the pea plant, that is Pisum sativum. So pea, that is Pisum in native, or pulse vegetable or fodder crop. As the common name of the particular family is garden pea, common pea, or Hindi which is also called as satena or matat, that is we in Sanskrit it is called as satena, and Hindi we commonly known as by the matar. And the synonym of this particular name, Pisum sativum, is Pisum arvens. And Pisum sativum is rich in many nutritional and non-nutritional components which can be prevent and inhibit cancer. So we all know this particular family plant, that is the pea plant, and we most of them we are consuming it either in the vegetable form or as a pulse in the grains. So if you see this particular plant, Pisum sativum, that is there you can see. So it is, I have told you all the characters that showing this particular like twig. You can see the leaves are pinnately conformed. The leaflet is modified into the tendril structure. Here you can see the stipules are coriaceous, which is the one of the characteristics. Then the fruit is legumeous. And if you see the corolla, these are the papilionaceous. Calyx here you can see, which are united, 5 in number. The corolla in standard wings and keel, and gynoecium you can see here. They are monocarpellary with marginal presentation. And the most important that we can identify this particular family by its stamens that have a 9+1, that is the diadelphous condition. So this is the plural diagram of a Pisum sativum. You can see here that is the one of the open plot. Then plural diagram of Pisum, you can see they have a standard wings and that is keel, and that's showing the zygomorphic symmetry. And here the plural diagram of the crotalaria. So this is the particularly Pisum sativum, which is one of the representative of this particular family, that's showing all the characteristic of the family Papilionaceae, and Papilionaceous corolla, that is why the name of the family is Papilionaceae. And if we see the economic importance of this particular family, it is very economically important because all the pulses is obtained from this particular family. So the most of the important pulses are belonging to this particular family, and these are used as food. And pulses are rich in proteins, and the common species of pulses are, these are the Pisum sativum, as we have discussed earlier, that is also called as matar, Sesame orientatum, which is chickpea, glycine max, which is a very important source of protein for the vegetarian persons, because glycine max soybean seeds have around 45% of the protein in their seeds. Then Cajanus tajan, which is pea, or in Hindi which is called as the arahar, which is also very common for that used in the North India. Then lentil, lens culinary, that is the masoor. Then vigna that is the vigna mungo, that is the oat. So you can see number of pulses that are belonging to this particular family, which are the main protein source for the vegetarian persons. Then this particular family is also yields some vegetables like Vigna undipillata, is called as cowpea or lobia. Then Phaceolus vulgaris, which is also called as the kidney bean or French bean, which is also source of the vegetables. Then some of the plants are also used as a fodder like Medicago sativa, which is ilpa, which is one of the best forage crops. Then several species of trifolium are also cultivated as a main fodder crops. And the next important thing, that is these plants are also plant are used as a timber, and in which the most important is Dalbergia sesame. As we know, the sesame wood has a very high durability.
So this particular plant, that is Dalbergia shisho, it is a very important timber crop. That is, and the timber quality is very good of the Dalbergia shisho. So this particular plant is also used in the timber producing. Besides Sisam or Dalbergia, is another two species, Pterocarpus and Butlia. They are also used for the timber production. Then some of the plant are also used for the vegetable oil production, like Arachis hypogaea, which is peanut is also used for the production of the edible oils, because the seeds of this Arachis hypogaea is yielding the oil, that is the that is the peanut oil, which is used for these peanut oils. They also use a peanut butter. So they are also used for the extraction of the peanut oil. And this peanut oil is a hydrogenated and used as a vegetable oil. Then soybean oil is also obtained from the glycine wax. So you can see this particular family has a very high economic value from food to timber yielding plant and also oil yielding components. So it is a very high value, the economic value of this particular family. So beside this particular family is also yields some medicinal plants. Like many family like Glycyrrhiza glabra, that is the like rice is used for the cup and cold. Then Clitoria trinata is used again the snake bite. Then decoction of the leaves of root of Arbus precoce is used for the cup and cold. And beside this, many of the plants of this particular family are used as ornamental, like Lathyra, which is called as sweet pea, Lupinus, Cladoria, Butea, Aetna. So number of plants are also used as the ornamental plants. So these are the some economic importance of this particular family, Papilionaceae. You can see it is a very high economically value, and you can we all consuming this particular family in their our day-to-day life. So this is very important one. You have can easily identify it by the presence of a diadelphous stamens and the shape of the corolla, that is the papilionaceous.
So that's all for today's session. Thank you all of you for joining me.